Welcome, movie lovers and trivia enthusiasts. The United States stretches from polar tundra to tropical reef, from windswept prairie to towering volcanic peaks. We tend to picture the country as a collection of familiar postcard scenes: New York's skyline, the Grand Canyon, the rolling farmland of the Midwest. Yet hidden in its 3.8 million square miles are landscapes and statistics so surprising they can change how you see the nation. This journey across 10 unexpected facts invites you to explore the corners of America that even many lifelong residents have never heard about. You'll find places where rivers run backward, where deserts suddenly erupt in flowers, and where the highest and lowest elevations practically shake hands. Ready for a geographic road trip of revelations? Let's go. 1. Alaska's coastline outruns the rest of the country combined. When Americans imagine dramatic coastlines, they often think of California's Big Sur or Maine's rugged bays. But Alaska quietly dwarfs them all. Measured in a straight line, the state boasts about 6,600 miles of shore. Add in every island, cove, and tidal river mouth known as the tidal shoreline, and that number explodes to more than 33,000 miles, longer than the rest of the United States combined. These countless inlets were carved by Ice Age glaciers that retreated about 10,000 years ago, leaving behind fjords deeper than skyscrapers are tall. This convoluted boundary fuels a thriving marine ecosystem and makes Alaska vital for fisheries that supply half of America's seafood. For travelers, it means you can sail for days without ever leaving state waters. 2. A temperate rainforest hides in Washington state. Rainforest usually conjures images of the Amazon, yet the contiguous U.S. hosts its own emerald giant, the Hoh rainforest on Washington's Olympic Peninsula. Fed by moist Pacific air that slams into the Olympic Mountains, the Hoh receives up to 140 inches of rain a year. Giant Sitka spruce trees rise more than 250 feet, their trunks draped in moss so thick it muffles footsteps. This ecosystem supports Roosevelt elk, banana slugs the length of your hand, and a living carpet of ferns. Hike a few miles in, and you'll notice the silence broken only by rain dripping from ancient branches. It's a reminder that rainforest isn't just a tropical term, but a climate where life drinks in the sky. 3. Four Corners, a legal curiosity in the desert. The only point in the United States where 4 states meet, Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, and Utah, sits on Navajo Nation land. Surveyors set the marker in the late 1800s using equipment far less precise than today's GPS. Later measurements suggested the original spot might be slightly off, but courts ruled the monument stands as the legal boundary regardless. Visitors love to sprawl across the brass disc, touching 4 states at once. Yet the real story is the surrounding high desert, sweeping mesas, ancient Puebloan ruins, and a night sky so dark it seems close enough to touch. 4. Lake Superior, the world's largest freshwater lake. Hold 10% of the planet's surface fresh water in your mind. That's Lake Superior. Stretching 350 miles long and plunging 1,300 feet deep, this great lake contains more water than all the other Great Lakes combined. Its sheer size creates inland oceans, where storms build waves over 20 feet high. Sailors know the lake's sudden tempests can be deadly. The infamous 1975 sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald remains a haunting example. Superior even influences regional weather, cooling summers and feeding the heavy, lake-effect snow that blankets the upper Midwest. 5. Etkiakvik, Alaska, the land of the midnight sun and polar night. Travel to the northern tip of Alaska, and you'll reach Utqiagvik, formerly Barrow, a town where the sun does extraordinary things. Each May the sun rises and doesn't set again for roughly 83 days, bathing the Arctic tundra in constant daylight. Then come late November, darkness descends for about 65 days. Residents adapt with blackout curtains, vitamin D supplements, and community festivals timed to the returning light. Wildlife adjusts too. Snowy owls hunt in daylight at midnight, while polar bears pad across frozen sea ice under a moon that never gives way to dawn. America's roof and basement are next-door neighbors. In California, the continent's extremes meet in startling proximity. Mount Whitney, the highest point in the lower 48 at 14,505 feet, lies only about 85 miles from Badwater Basin in Death Valley, which sinks 282 feet below sea level. Stand on Whitney's granite summit and you may gaze across snowfields, while a short drive away the air shimmers above salt flats, hot enough to fry an egg. Geology explains the contrast. The Sierra Nevada rise where tectonic forces thrust granite upward, while the adjacent basin and range province continues to pull apart and sink. 7. A river that flows backward by design. The Chicago River once emptied into Lake Michigan, threatening the city's drinking water with sewage. In an audacious engineering feat completed in 1900, workers reversed its flow, sending it toward the Mississippi via a system of locks and canals. Today the river still runs backward, an achievement so significant it's been called one of America's greatest civil engineering projects. Each St. Patrick's Day, Chicago dyes the water bright green and emerald ribbon, celebrating a waterway that defied nature. 8. Yellowstone, a supervolcano beneath our feet. Most visitors come to Yellowstone National Park for geysers and bison, but the park sits atop a supervolcano with a caldera 30 miles across. Its last cataclysmic eruption, about 640,000 years ago, blanketed much of North America in ash. Scientists monitor ground swelling, gas emissions, and tremors to track the magma chamber's activity. While another eruption is unlikely in our lifetimes, the park's geothermal features, Old Faithful's eruptions, boiling mud pots, rainbow-hued hot springs are daily reminders of the power beneath. 9. America's only tropical coral reefs. Florida's Keys Reef Tract is the continental USS Lone Living Barrier, stretching roughly 360 miles. Coral polyps here build limestone skeletons that protect coastlines from storms and provide habitat for thousands of marine species. Rising ocean temperatures and disease have stressed the reef, but restoration projects are planting nursery-grown corals and seeing promising recovery. Snorkelers can witness the delicate balance of life and fragility that makes this underwater ecosystem irreplaceable. 10. The Sonoran Deserts. Overnight bloom. Most imagine deserts as lifeless, but after rare winter rains, the Sonoran Desert of Arizona and northern Mexico can erupt with color almost overnight. Brittlebrush and Mexican gold poppies paint hillsides yellow and orange. Giant saguaro cacti stand like sentinels among the petals. This phenomenon, called a superbloom, depends on perfect timing of rainfall and temperature. Indigenous peoples long celebrated the desert cycles, harvesting saguaro fruit and weaving the flowers into seasonal ceremonies. Conclusion. From the icy labyrinth of Alaska's coast to the coral gardens of Florida, these 10 facts barely scratch the surface of U.S. geography. They remind us that our country is not just a political map, but a living, shifting landscape shaped by ancient glaciers, restless tectonic plates, and ingenious human interventions. Next time you glance at an atlas or plan a road trip, remember that America's greatest stories aren't only in history books, they're etched into mountains, rivers, and reefs waiting to surprise you. These little-known facts remind us of the incredible diversity and beauty of our country. If you enjoyed this journey through geography, don't forget to hit that follow button for more intriguing insights. Thank you for watching, and keep exploring the wonders around you.